Today's lesson is The Blind Dog. Lesson 4, The Blind Dog by the eminent writer R.K. Narayan. About the author, I would like to give a brief introduction about Mr. R.K. Narayan. Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayana Swamy, born on 10th October 1906 and he passed away on 13th May 2001. Commonly known as R.K. Narayan, was an Indian writer known for his work set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. He was a leading author of early Indian literature in English, along with Mulk Rajanand and Raja Rao. Narayan's mentor and friend Graham Greene was instrumental in getting publishers for Narayan's first four books, including the semi autobiographical trilogy of Swami and Friends, The Bachelor of Arts, and the English Literature, and the English Teacher. The fictional town of Malgudi was first introduced in Swami and Friends. Narayan's The Financial Expert was hailed as one of the most original works of 1951 and Sahitya Academy Award winner. The Guide was adapted for film, it winning a Filmfare Award for Best Film and for Broadway. In a career that spanned over 60 years, Mr. Narayan received many awards and honors, including the A.Z. Benson Medal from the Royal Society of Literature, the Padma Vibhushan and the Padma Bhushan, India's second and third highest civilian awards. And in 1994, the Sahitya Academy Fellowship, the highest honor of India's National Academy of Letters. He was also nominated to the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of India's parliament. Hats off to our great Indian writer, Mr. R.K. Narayan. Moving on to the lesson. As usual, pre-reading task, you have to practice with your parents. It was not a very impressive or high-class dog. It was one of those commonplace dogs one sees everywhere. Color of white and dust, tail mutilated at a young age by God knows whom. Born in the street and bred on the earnings and garbage of the marketplace. He had spotty eyes and undistinguished carriage and needless pugnacity. Before he was 2 years old, he had earned the scars of 100 fights on his body. When he needed rest on hot afternoons, he lay curled up under the culvert or the eastern gate of the market. In the evenings, he set out on his daily rounds, loafed in the surrounding streets and lanes, engaged himself in skirmishes, picked up edibles on the roadside, and was back at the market gate by nightfall. Children, I would like to give the gist of the first paragraph. This story is about a street dog and a blind man who later became his master. The street dog, who lived by eating garbage of the marketplace, had hundreds of scars as it was fighting with every animal. When it needed rest, it would curl near the market gate. In the evenings, it would go for walk for picking up edibles on the roadside. In the night, it would come and sleep near the market gate. I will tell you the meanings of the new words, children. Later, it will be uploaded in the Word document also. Mutilated, cut off, pugnacity, being aggressive or combative, that is of fighting nature. That is the meaning of it. Scars, mark on the body, um, curled up, twisted, culvert, passage for wastewater. That is the meaning is given there in the glossary also, children. Skirmishes, fights, edibles, something that can be eaten. Now let us move on to the second paragraph. This life went on for 3 years, and then occurred a change in his life. A beggar, blind of both eyes, appeared at the marketplace. An old woman led him up there early in the morning, seated him at the gate, and came up again at midday with some food, gathered his coins, and took him home at night. The gist of the second paragraph. After 3 years, a blind beggar, escorted by old woman, came and sat near the market gate. She would come in the afternoon food food, collect the coins he had earned, and took him back at night. Now let us move on to the third paragraph. The dog was sleeping nearby. He was stirred by the smell of food. He got up, came out of his shelter, and stood before the blind man, wagging his tail and gazing expectantly at the bowl as he was eating his sparse meal. The blind man swept his arms about and asked, "Who is there?" At which the dog went up and licked his hand. The blind man stroked his coat gently from tail to ear, and said, "What a beauty you are! Come with me." He threw a handful of food, which the dog ate gratefully. It was perhaps an auspicious moment for starting a friendship. They met every day there, and the dog cut off much of its rambling to sit up beside the blind man and watch him receive alms morning to evening. In course of time, observing him, the dog understood that the passerby must give a coin, and whoever went away without dropping a coin was chased by the dog. He tugged the edge of their clothes and pulled them back to the old man at the gate and let go only after something was dropped in his bowl. Among those who frequented this place was a village urchin who had the mischief of a devil in him. He liked to tease the blind man by calling him names. Yes, let us see the gist of this paragraph also. The dog, which was sleeping near him, got attracted by the smell of the food. It went near the blind man and he threw some food at it. In the meantime, they both became friends, and the dog would sit near the blind man and took care of his coins. It also chased passerby who had not dropped a coin in his bowl. Every Thursday, many sellers came there to sell their things. A mischievous boy who used to tease the blind man came and tried to take away his coins from the bowl. The dog sprang upon him and the boy ran for his life. The vendor was surprised to see the dog's affection for this old blind man. That is third and fourth paragraph, gist of third and fourth paragraph. Now I will tell you the meanings of the new words from the third paragraph. Stirred, aroused, sparse is here you can say less, very less. Then auspicious means very favorable, rambling, walking just for pleasure without any purpose. That is the meaning of rambling. Alms, as you all know, money or food given to the poor people. Um, Next is tugged is pulling very hard, urchin, a mischievous boy. And by trying to pick up the coins in his bowl, the blind man helplessly shouted and cried and whirled his staff. On Thursdays, this boy appeared at the gate carrying on his head a basket loaded with cucumber or plantain. Every Thursday afternoon, it was a crisis in the blind man's life. A seller of bright colored but doubtful perfumes with his wares, mounted on a wheeled platform, a man who spread out cheap storybooks on a gunny sack, another man who carried colored ribbons on an elaborate frame. These were the people who usually gathered under the same arch. On a Thursday, when the young man appeared at the eastern gate, one of them remarked, "Blind fellow, here comes your scores." That is, village urchin. The small boy, mischievous boy, here he appeared. They commented like that. Now, again, I'll read the gist of the third paragraph, children. The dog which was sleeping, the dog which was sleeping near him got attracted by the smell of the food. It went near the blind man and he threw some food at it. In the meantime, they both became friends, and the dog would sit near the blind man and took care of his coins. It also chased away. It also chased passerby who had not dropped a coin in his bowl. Every Thursday, many sellers came there to sell their things. A mischievous boy who used to tease the blind man, that Thursday also he came. That is given in the fourth and fifth paragraph. I'll tell you again. A mischievous boy who used to tease the blind man came even on that Thursday and tried to take away his coins from the bowl. But what happened at the time? The dog sprang upon him and the boy ran for his life. The vendor was surprised to see the dog's affection for this old blind man. Yes. Oh God, is this Thursday? He wailed. Who wailed? The beggar. He swept his arms about and called, Dog, dog, come here, where are you? He made the peculiar noise which brought the dog to his side. He stroked his head and muttered, Don't let that little rascal, that is, that mischievous boy. At this very moment, the dog came up with a leer on his face. Blind man, still pretending you have no eyes? If you are really blind, you should not know this either. He stopped, his hand moving towards the bowl. The dog sprang on him and snapped his jaws on his wrist. The boy extricated his hand and ran for his life. The dog bounded up behind him and chased him out of the market. See the mongrel's affection for this old fellow, marveled the perfume vendor. Okay, till here I'll give you the gist. Every Thursday, many sellers came there to sell their things. A mischievous boy also used to come every Thursday. Urchin, the meaning of urchin is a mischievous boy. So that Thursday also, the boy appeared at the market place. That time, what happened? The dog did not leave him. He chased him away, and the dog chased him away. Not only that, the dog sprang upon him, and the boy ran for his life. All the vendors, they were surprised to see the dog's affection for this old blind man. The meanings, yeah, yes. Wailed means feeling sorrow for something and making sounds because of that. We can say moaning also. Muttered is nothing but whisper, talking very softly in a low voice. Then sprang means leap, that is jumping, and the dog leaped and caught hold of that urchin. Snapped means biting. Then extricated means freeing from someone. The dog tried to free himself from the boy tried to free from the boy tried to free himself from the dog and ran away from that place. All the vendors were surprised to see the affection of the dog towards the beggar. This is the gist of the story. Now let us move on to the seventh paragraph. One evening, at the usual time, the old woman failed to turn up, and the blind man waited at the gate, worrying as the evening grew into night. As he sat fretting there, a neighbor came up and said, Sami, don't wait for the old woman. She will not come again. She died this afternoon. So sad. The woman who was helping the blind beggar, she passed away. Fretting means worried. He was very anxious to know about the old woman. Now, eighth paragraph. The blind man lost the only home he had, and the only person who cared for him in this world. The ribbon vendor suggested, "Here, take this white tape." He held a length of the white cord which he had been selling. I'll give this to you free of cost. Tie it, tie it to the dog and let him lead you about if he is really so fond of you. So the vendor helped. Now I'll tell you the gist. One evening, the old woman did not come to take this man because she died. As he was wanting someone because he didn't know that. So somebody told him that she died that afternoon. Immediately he was worried. That time the ribbon vendor gave him a white ribbon, asked him to tie around the dog's neck, and the dog was very loyal to the blind beggar. Coming to the ninth paragraph. Life for the dog took a new turn now. He came to take the place of the old woman. He lost his freedom completely. His world came to be circumscribed by the limits of the white cord which the ribbon vendor had spared. He had to forget wholesale all his old life, all his old haunts. He simply had to stay on forever at the end of that string. When he saw other dogs, friends or foes, instinctively he sprang up, tugging the string, and this invariably earned him a kick from his master. "Rascal, want to tumble me down? Have sense." In a few days, the dog learned to be disciplined or learned to discipline his instinct and impulse. He ceased to take notice of other dogs, even if they came up and growled at his side. He lost his own orbit of movement and contact with his fellow creatures. Poor thing, the dog became a slave to the blind beggar now. Now the lifestyle of the dog changed. He lost his freedom as he could move very little because he was tied with the ribbon. He slowly got himself disciplined. The master gained much more from the dog. He moved more than before. His income became double or triple. He started showing his arms to everyone. The dog took him carefully, avoiding pet stones and steps. People, seeing this, gave him more money. The children around him gave him food to eat, but the dog lost his freedom. So, the meaning of the new words: only circumscribe, keep within limits. We will continue in the next class, children. Thank you. Stay safe. Again, I'll be meeting you on Thursday. I'll continue